Alrighty, with the music getting turned down like that, can only mean one thing, and that is we are not too far away from a start in this second game here today between TVC, the Valley Cats taking on VRDL KCR, the Vic Kings. So whilst we have a few moments up our sleeves, let's go through the two team rosters. Starting with the Valley Cats, we have 1-2 PMS, number 2 Dakota Blocker, 2-6-2-7 Hells Yeah, 3-3-3. We have Chucky, number 3-5 Paralyzer, 3-7 Penalty Box, 3-9 Warwick Snapper, 4-6-7 Gray's Anatomy, 5-1 Melonhead, 5-2 Slam Halen, 5-5 Bussy the Vampire Slayer, number 6 Bad Juju, 6-6-6 The Beast, number 7-0 Mighty Mouse, and number 9 Bricks. That's the Valley Cats. Over on the Vic King side of things, we have number 1-2 Dream Crusher, 1-7-1 Rhea, number 1-8-2 Mayhem, number 2-2 Screw Lucy, number 2-4 Spin and Tonic, number 2-7-3 May Fane, number 3 Malicious Jane, 4-6-9 Exy, 4-9-5 L, and 7-8 Keiju. Just a reminder, we do have some stalls here this weekend. Got a cake stall as well. So if you're feeling a tad peckish and you don't want to go outside and wait for any sort of hot food that might be on offer, we do have some cake stalls inside as well. Big shout out and thank you to all our referees and officials. All the referees are standing by, they're ready to go. All our officials are standing by. And we're not too far away from getting this one up and running. Big thank you obviously to Skate Victoria, big sponsors and supporters of this particular tournament. The Arc here in Daylesford, always big supporters, fantastic supporters of the statewide Stampede. It's a double header round this weekend. We have a lot of derby to get through. Rounds 5 and 6. Both teams now just slowly making their way on track. The Vic Kings out there first. So 1-2 PMS, 2-2 Screw Lucy, the two jammers out on track as we get this one underway. And straight away, both teams, nice bit of defensive work there from the Vic Kings on PMS. As the pack now comes down into turn number 1 and 2, so at the far end of the track, 4-6-9 actually taking PMS to the outside of turn, or inside rather, of turn number 2, but getting on through, picking up lead jammer, 2-2, Screw Lucy for the Vic Kings. And PMS still with a bit of work to do, trying to negotiate a pathway through this Vic Kings defense. As the pack now somewhat spread down the back straight away. Just the one blocker to get through there. Screw Lucy does that. That was number 6, Bad Juju, offering up to the defense there. Nicely done to the outside part of turn 3, 2-2, Screw Lucy. So VRDL KCR, or the Vic Kings, open their account Nice start, 6 points. The Valley Cats yet to open their account. Oh, straight away, right off the bat, 2-6, 2-7, Hells Yeah. Hells Yeah, wasting no time, getting on through. Lead jammer, the Valley Cats. Not after, there was some nice little jammer on jammer action. Right off the bat, Rhea jamming then for the Vic Kings. Both jammers picking up 4 points on that previous pass. And Hells Yeah has seen enough and puts an end to this particular jam. That's all done and dusted. Not before picking up 8 points. So the Valley Cats then open their account. They're on 8. 4 more points for VRDL, KCR. Find themselves on 10 points. Got an official timeout. So that rolling whistle means the timeout is all done. So 5 seconds is the call. So we get this one underway. 2-2, Screw Lucy jamming for the Vic Kings. Nicely done. Lead jammer, Vic Kings. Number 7-0, Mighty Mouse, and jamming for the Valley Cats. And nicely done there by Screw Lucy, just getting the points before calling it off. Just the 4 points then added. The Valley Cats also picking up 2 points. They move along to 10. VRDL, KCR, Vic Kings on 15. (171) Rhea jamming for the Vic Kings. The PMS number 1-2 jamming for the Valley Cats. Nicely done. PMS gets on through. Lead jammer, the Valley Cats. As the pat now comes through turn number 2. The Vic Kings then trying to hold up PMS nicely coming into turn number 3. And PMS found a way through. Rhea 171 the jam, and then for Vic Kings with plenty of work to do. And the Valley Cats defense here in turn number 3, right in front of the commentary desk. Giving Rhea plenty to think about, but getting on through, picking up the 4 points previous pass. Both jammers, in fact, picking up 4 points on their previous passes. Valley Cats 10-point jam. The Vic Kings 5-point jam has this one all locked up. It's 20 apiece. And we're 25 minutes in. Or 25 minutes to go, I should say. 5 minutes into this first half. Hells Yeah then jamming for the Valley Cats. Screw Lucy jamming for the Vic Kings. Nicely done to the outside part of the main straightaway. Hells Yeah picking up lead jammer. And Hells Yeah just taking a bit of a slide there on the main straightaway. As the pack now comes through the far end of the track through turns 1 and 2. And Screw Lucy with a bit of work to do. Hells Yeah though gets on through nicely. We're going to see a little bit of jammer on jammer action here. Oh, Hells Yeah just turns around and says to Screw Lucy, come at me. As the pack now comes through down into turn number 1, Hells Yeah getting through, picking up some more points for the Valley Cats. Got a bit of a lead change here. The Valley Cats now just jump out to a slender 5-point lead. They are on 27, VRDL KCR. Just picking up the 1, they're on 22, and we're under our first official review. And we're back. We've got all that sorted out, and I'll bring you up to date with what that official review is all about and the outcome. Meanwhile, 7-0 Mighty Mouse, the jammer on the track for the Valley Cats. 171 Ria, the jammer for KCR, VRDL, the Vic Kings. We get this one underway, both jammers in, trying to work seams in the defences. Both defences are more than up for the challenge at the moment. Nicely done by the VRDL KCR blockers, really locking in and locking down on Mighty Mouse. There is absolutely no territory on offer there for Mighty Mouse to use. But nicely done on the back straightaway. 171 Ria getting on through for the Vic Kings lead jammer. As the pack now comes into turn number 3. Nice hit then from, not to be outdone, May. Offering up some defense and then copping some defense in return. All well and good. So 4 points it in for Ria on that previous pass. And another 4 points to add to the VRDL KCR total. 8 points in fact, moving them along to 30. Yet another lead change. And the Valley Cats remain on 27. So in that official review, KCR were looking for the lack of a cut track on the Valley Cats jammer. Unfortunately, they lost that review. It was deemed that the Valley Cats jammer called it off all legally. So we get this one underway. 1-2 PMS, 2-2 Screw Lucy, the two jammers out on track. And again, both defenses inviting the jammers in to then lock down on them. And it's going to make life really, really difficult. Unless, of course, you've got some good O that can come in and bust up the defense from the opposition team. But making the best of the bad situation. 1-2 PMS getting on through. Lead jammer, the Valley Cats. And not to be outdone, Screw Lucy also gets through. Nicely done off of turn 2. As the pack now stopped into turn number 2. Nicely done then to the inside part of the back straightaway. Screw Lucy gets on through. And that's another 4 points there for VRDL KCR. Not to be outdone, PMS also picking up the 4 points in that previous pass. This is turning out to be some close game. 33-34. The slenderest of leads going the way of VRDL KCR, or the Vic Kings. 20 minutes remaining in this first half. 5 seconds is the call. And again, Hells Yeah wanted to go jammer on jammer right on the whistle. 7-8. The jammer then for the Vic Kings. Keiju taken to the inside part of turn number 4 and recycled. And again, another big hit on Keiju. So Keiju got plenty of work to do at the back of the pack. Meanwhile, out the front, Hells Yeah, just one more blocker to get through. Hells Yeah gets through nicely. Lead jammer, the Valley Cats. We've got a split pack coming through turns 1 and 2. Keiju then just trying to negotiate through the last Valley Cats blocker, and does so nicely with a little bit of a twist and turn. And not to be outdone, Hells Yeah. And picking up the 4 points and had enough, calls it off. So that 4 points for Hells Yeah, and the Valley Cats takes them on to 37. The Vic Kings remain on 34. As we are now going to be under another official timeout. Unfortunately for the Vic Kings, it's penalty going to be served by Keiju from that previous jam. So it is going to be a power jam start then for Mighty Mouse, number 70 on the jammer start line for the Valley Cats. Both teams prepared to stay right up high on the pivot line, which is going to advantage Mighty Mouse, gives Mighty Mouse a heck of a lot of territory in which to plan an attack and get on through, and it's going to do so with speed, but getting through nicely, Mighty Mouse, lead jammer, the Valley Cats. It is a power jam start then for the Valley Cats, as the Vic Kings eagerly await Mighty Mouse coming down the back straightaway, and immediately the defense is on. Vic Kings defense giving Mighty Mouse a little bit to think about there. And whilst all that's going on, Keiju, then the jammer for the Vic Kings, has been released from the penalty box back out on track, and immediately is being met by a wall of teal and black in the form of the Valley Cats defense, as the pack now comes through turn number 3. Nice work to the outside part of turn 3. Mighty Mouse, 4 points. Valley Cats. And Keiju looking for a way around the inside part of turn number 4, but not going to happen. 3-3-3. Chucky there just taking Keiju to the inside part of turn 4, and the recycle was well and truly on before that one was called off. But 5 points it is then for the Valley Cats. They move along to 42. VRDL, KCR, the Vic Kings, they remain on 34. So we have 1-2 PMS, 171 Rio, the two jammers out on track. PMS just trying to find a way through to the inside part of the main straightaway. It worked. Lead jammer, the Valley Cats. Meanwhile, back into turn number 1, 171 Rio, having a bit of a tough old time just trying to negotiate through the blockers there for the Valley Cats. Valley Cats defense working very, very hard, but finding a way through nicely. Rio, well done there. Working to the inside part of turn number 2. Unfortunately not able to pick up points. PMS just the 1 point. So just on 16 minutes remaining. It is the Valley Cats 43, VRDL, KCR, the Vic Kings on 34. 2-2 Screw Lucy for the Vic Kings, jamming against 2627. That's Hells Yeah for the Valley Cats. Getting on through nicely though, Screw Lucy. Can hopefully get through and get some points. Screw Lucy picking up 4 points. Hells Yeah picking up to 2. So VRDL, KCR, Vic Kings, they move along now to 38 with that 4 points. Valley Cats on 45. Rio 171 jamming for the Vic Kings. 7-0 Mighty Mouse jamming for the Valley Cats. As the pack slowly comes down into turn number 1. Both teams defensively going to work on these two jammers, trying to nicely done there. A little bit of truck and trailer to get Mighty Mouse through. Lead jammer, the Valley Cats. Not to be outdone, Warwick Snapper 3-9 for the Valley Cats, taking rear to the outside part of turn 3. The recycle was on. Ria gets back on track. So just the 2 points then for the Valley Cats. No points for VRDL KCR or the Vic Kings. As we go to our first team timeout for the day, actually. So the Vic Kings have called a team timeout. They're going to have a minute to have a bit of a chat. We might go to some music and we'll be back with you shortly. So that rolling whistle means the end of the team timeout. So we have 2-2 Screw Lucy, 1-2 PMS, the two jammers out on track. And straight away, as we've seen a lot already in this game, both teams like to go defense right off the bat and make it really difficult for the jammers to get on through. But nicely done to the inside part of turn number 2 there. PMS lead jammer for the Valley Cats. Number 6, Bad Juju offering up the defense there on 2-2 Screw Lucy. And Screw Lucy having none of that, gets on through nicely. Pack now coming down into turn number 3. And PMS calls it off, but not before picking up some points. So just on 12.5 minutes remaining in this first half, sees the Valley Cats on 49, the Vic Kings on 38. So it is Hells Yeah then jamming for the Valley Cats. Nicely done. 7-8 Keiju jamming for the Vic Kings. Gets on through lead jammer. As both jammers now got a head of steam about him, coming down the back straightaway. So the Valley Cats just pick up the 2 points there, and again, the Vic Kings still on 38. It's about the 5th jam where they haven't been able to add to their tally, so they'll be looking to rectify that. It is 2-2 Screw Lucy on the jammer start line. Up against 7-0 rather, that's Mighty Mouse. So we get this one underway. And the pack slowly coming through turn number 1. The Valley Cats defense giving Screw Lucy plenty to think about. Same can be said for the Vic Kings defense at the back of the pack. Mighty Mouse with a bit of work to do. And the blocker advantage is going to go the way of the Vic Kings. 3-3-3. Chucky to serve in the penalty box. Just the one blocker then to get through for Screw Lucy. For the Vic Kings, gets on through. But not lead jammer. Four points in for Screw Lucy and the Vic Kings. This is just the sort of jam they are looking for. Mighty Mouse, though, with plenty of work to do. Well, big hit here on the outside part of turn number 3. Nicely done, Screw Lucy. Recycled back to the inside part of turn 3 and 4. Just slicing through the pack, 4 points. As the pack now comes down the main straightaway, some big hits there. And another 4 points in from Screw Lucy. Nice jam, very handy jam at that for the VRDL Vic Kings, or VRDL KCR Vic Kings, I should say. That 12 points takes them along to 50. The Valley Cats on 51. So that whistle means let's get going. 1-2. It is PMS jamming for the Valley Cats. 7-8. Keiju jamming for the Vic Kings. Lead jammer PMS. And the Valley Cats still plenty of work to do then for Keiju. Coming through turn number 1. The Valley Cats defense have locked down nicely on Keiju. The blocker advantage also now going the way of the Valley Cats. Unfortunately for the Vic Kings, they have 2 blockers in the penalty box. Nicely done then for 182. Nice defensive work. Mayhem taking PMS to the outside part of turn number 2. And the pack now slowly comes down the back straightaway, nearly into turn number 3. And the Vic Kings defense now really starting to lock down on PMS, taken to the inside part of the back straightaway there was PMS. Nice bit of defensive work then from number 6. That's Bad Juju. Melonhead also having a piece of this as Keiju finally gets on through the pack. Unfortunately for Melonhead, though, it's a trip to the penalty box. Spin and tonic for the Vic Kings, also going to take a trip to the penalty box as this one is all done and dusted. The Vic Kings remain on 50, not picking up any points in that previous jam. The Valley Cats, however, picking up 6, and they move along to 57. (171) Rhea jamming for the Vic Kings. Hell's Yeah jamming for the Valley Cats. Unfortunately then for Hell's Yeah, it's a penalty called. So it's now turned into a power jam. Also lead jammer going the way of the Vic Kings. Rhea is your lead jammer. And the blocker advantage clearly going the way of the Vic Kings as well. Nicely done then. Little turn off of turn number 2 for Rhea, 4 points. As the cavalry slowly start to arrive for the Valley Cats in the form of Melonhead being released out of the penalty box. coming through nicely. Spin and Tonic offering up some nice defense. Again, 666, the Beast taking Rhea all the way down to the midpoint of the back straightaway. So the Vic Kings now wanting to do some defense, giving it is a power jam, but Rhea has seen enough and called it off. But not after picking up 4 points. Made that 6 points. This game's a nice little game. Just a 1 point in it. 57 playing 56. We've got about 5.5 minutes to go in this first half clash between the Vic Kings and the Valley Cats. Two Screw Lucy power jam start then for the Vic Kings, just what they would want in the hope of getting some nice points. Penalty box seeing a lot of action. But that doesn't seem to phase Screw Lucy too much, getting on through lead jam at the Vic Kings. A pack advantage clearly going the way of the Vic Kings. It's going to be a 4-2 blocker advantage, but again, not phasing Screw Lucy too much. Nicely done then. Oh, big hit there by Dream Crusher on Chucky, taken to the outside part of turn number 3. All legal. Hell's Yeah then released back onto the track. The jammer for the Valley Cats. Can't do any damage though, Hell's Yeah, on the scoreboard after being released. But 4 more points then for the VRDL KCR Vic Kings. Just the 4 points, and yet another lead change moves them along to 60 with the Valley Cats on 57. The 2 jammers then we have on track is number 1-2 PMS for the Valley Cats, 7-8 Keiju for the Vic Kings. And again, the Vic Kings more than happy to draw the jammer in and then lock down in the hope that they can hold the jammer up. But PMS is good enough to find a gap to the outside part of, or the inside part of turn number 1. And with that lead jammer is the Valley Cats. And not to be outdone, Keiju gets on through as well for the Vic Kings as the pack slowly is coming through off of turn number 2. Unfortunately then, 2 blockers in the, blocker and the pivot for the Vic Kings in the penalty box. So the blocker advantage is going to go well and truly in the way of the Valley Cats. It's going to be a 4-2 blocker advantage with Hell's Yeah and Rhea, the 2 jammers on the jammer start line. And straight away, Hell's Yeah met solidly by 469. That's Exy for the Vic Kings. But getting through nicely, picking up lead jammer, it is Hell's Yeah. Nicely done then also by Rhea on that previous pass. As the pack now got a little bit of speed coming down the back straightaway. And again, unfortunately for Hell's Yeah, it is the Hell's Yeah. So it's a power jam then for the Vic Kings. And whilst that was all happening, Rhea gets on through. It's 4 more points to be added to the Vic Kings total. Nicely done then by Rhea. Nice little toe-stop turn on the inside part of turn number 4. It's 4 more points. So Rhea will be looking to get as many points as possible while Hells Yeah serves a penalty in the penalty box, but Rhea has seen enough. Probably just in the nick of time, really. Hells Yeah. I think a little bit of confusion is going to creep into this one, and we're going to have an official timeout. Nice little musical interlude there, a little bit of underground punk, rock, metal stuff going on. So it is going to be a power jam start then for the Valley Cats. 7-0, Mighty Mouse on the jammer start line. Unfortunately for Rhea and the Vic Kings, has to serve a penalty in the penalty box. That previous jam was called off by Rhea. Rhea wasn't the lead jammer. Anyway, we get this one underway as the pack then comes down the back straightaway with a little bit of speed. Mighty Mouse is trying to find a way through. The Vic Kings defense more than up for the challenge. Unfortunately for Mighty Mouse, it's a high block, so a trip to the penalty box. And that's going to release 171 Rhea back out onto the track. So Rhea is the recognised jammer now for the Vic Kings. So 171 Rhea then the jammer for the VRDL KCR Vic Kings. Was on a power jam. Mighty Mouse has been released back out onto the track. And straight away into turn number 2. Oh, nicely done then by Rhea to the inside part of turn 2. That's actually a pretty easy gap to negotiate. 4 points for the effort as the Vic Kings defence now coming into turn number 3. And again, Rhea just slicing through the pack of the Valley Cats defence. As the pack now comes through turn number 4. Mighty Mouse trying to find a way to the outside. Mayhem trying to do some defensive work, holding up Mighty Mouse only momentarily. Nice handy 12-point jam there for the VRDL KCR Vic Kings. And they move along now to 81. The Valley Cats on 66. So the referee's just going to have a bit of a chat, make sure everything's all A-OK. So that rolling whistle then officially brings about the half-time break. It is the Valley Cats on 66. They're trailing VRDL KCR on 81. We're going to have a short 14-minute break. Good opportunity to make your way outside. We have a toasty van on site, and I'm told that their toasties are next level. So make your way outside, grab yourself a toasty, stretch your legs, and enjoy this short little break. And we'll be back shortly to resume the second half action between the Vic Kings, VRDL KCR, and the Valley Cats. Oh, welcome back. Hopefully everyone got outside and grabbed one of those nice warm toasties. So we get this second half underway, 2-2 jamming for the Vic Kings. It is Screw Lucy, 7-0 Mighty Mouse jamming for the Valley Cats. Nicely done then by Screw Lucy, getting on through, picking up lead jammer. As the pack now coming down the main straightaway into turn number 1. Both teams more than happy to do the defensive job on the jammers, but Screw Lucy finding a gap to the inside part of turn number 2, gets on through 4 points. And a penalty box seeing a fair bit of traffic early stages of this opening jam in the second half. And both jammers now got a bit of head of steam about them coming down the main straightaway. In fact, the pack's got a bit of speed. And nicely done then by Screw Lucy, picking up 10 points. And moving VRDL KCR to 91. And Valley Cats yet to add to their halftime total. They remain on 66. (171) then rear jamming for the Vic Kings up against 2627. That's Hells, yeah. Getting on through nicely. Rear lead jammer, Vic Kings. So just the 1 point there for the Valley Cats. They move along to 68. 2 more for the Vic Kings on 93. So 1-2 PMS, 7-8 Keiju, the 2 jammers out on track. As we get this one underway, PMS just trying to find some space to the outside part of the main straightaway, not going to work. Unfortunately for Keiju, it's a forearms call. So the power jam for the Valley Cats and also lead jammer for PMS. So a good opportunity then for the Valley Cats to close this gap. Four points then for PMS. So the blocker advantage clearly going the way of the Valley Cats. So just the 2 blockers in for PMS to negotiate. Nicely done though. Meanwhile, Keiju being released out of the penalty box, back out on track. PMS picking up another 4 points on that previous pass. As the pack now coming through turn number 1 fairly slowly, as both teams more than happy, more than comfortable to go the defense on the 2 jammers. Up the front, it is the Vic Kings blockers trying to hold up PMS, but PMS finding a gap on the inside part of turn number 2, gets on through. 4 points for the effort there. And this one comes to an end. Well, it was 25 points going into this jam, but a handy 12-point jam for the Valley Cats and PMS. Closing the gap up there. The Valley Cats on 80. VRDL, KCR, the Vic Kings with a 13-point lead. They remain on 93. So we have 2-2, Screw Lucy, the Vic Kings jammer. I can't quite make out who the Valley Cats jammer is. Looks like number 35, Paralyzer. As the pack now comes through turn number 1, getting on through nicely to the inside part of turns 1 and 2. Screw Lucy, lead jammer, Vic Kings. As the pack comes through, nicely called off then by Screw Lucy before Paralyzer could add to the Valley Cats tally. Just the 4 points then for the Vic Kings on 97. And the Valley Cats remain on 80. 171 then Rhea, the jammer for the Vic Kings. 2627, Hells Yeah, the jammer for the Valley Cats. So we get this one underway, and immediately Hells Yeah hitting the Vic Kings defense nice and hard. Working it seems, trying to get on through, but the Vic Kings blockers are more than up for the challenge. Meanwhile, at the back of the pack, number 171, Rhea, with a bit of work to do, gets knocked to the outside part of turn 1 and successfully back out on track. Hells Yeah taken to the inside part of turns 1 and 2. Unfortunately for Rhea, it's a forearms call, so it's going to be a power jam then for Hells Yeah and the Valley Cats. So with a successful star pass done, Bussy the Vampire Slayer is now the recognised jammer as the Vic Kings defence move to get up front and try and hold up Bussy as long as possible. And the Valley Cats defence do everything they can to try and help. And the O is called then from Bussy, trying to get this Vic Kings defence split up so a passage can be made through for the jammer to get on through. Meanwhile, all that was going on, Rhea has been released out of the penalty box, back on track. As the pack now comes down through turn number 1 and 2. Bussy, the Vampire Slayer, using the outside part of turn 2. Very nicely done. Nicely done also then by Rhea on that previous part, picking up the maximum of 4 points. The Vic Kings blockers then seek to move to the front of the pack and try and hold up the Valley Cats jam, and did so successfully. And in doing so, picking up 4 points for VRDL KCR, or the Vic Kings. With that 4 points, it moves them over the 100 mark, 101 playing 80. And we're going to take an official timeout. So that rolling whistle means we've only got 5 seconds. That whistle means let's go. 2-2, Screw Lucy, the jammer for the Vic Kings. And looks like 1-2, PMS jamming for the Valley Cats. PMS is your lead jammer. As the calls come from the bench to go defense, defense, defense. That's a course for the Vic Kings. As both teams now will try and sort themselves out defensively. PMS gets on through, 4 points. Here comes the O for the Vic Kings. Try and break up this Valley Cats defense and allow Screw Lucy to get on through. It's not working so far, but not to be outdone. The Vic Kings defense trying to hold up PMS. The PMS was good enough to find a gap to the outside part of turn 4 on that previous pass. Gets on through, 4 more points. Yeah, it's a pack now coming through turn number 4. 1-2 Dream Crusher taking PMS to the inside part of turn number 4. Vic Kings trying to get up front and trying to really control this jam by virtue of the fact of holding up PMS, but PMS has had enough and calls it off. Not before adding a very, very nice 15 points to the Valley Cats. They sit on 99 with VRDL Vic Kings on 105. We've got roughly 19:20 to go in this second half game. There's VRDL KCR call for a team timeout, so we're just going to take a short break for a minute or so. Might even have some music just to keep everyone entertained. That rolling whistle means the end of the team timeout. So as we get this one back underway, 7-8 KG jamming for the Vic Kings. And number 70 Mighty Mouse jamming for the Valley Cats. Nicely done, Mighty Mouse lead jammer. And not only lead jammer, it is now a power jam for the Valley Cats. This is exactly what they were looking for, given there's only sort of sitting it. And there's four of those 6 points all taken care of. So with that 4 points, the Valley Cats cracked the 100 mark. 103 playing 105. Things have tightened right up. And considering just 2 jams ago, there was some 22 points between the two teams. Just goes to show things can change, and they change quickly in roller derby. So it is 2-6, 2-7. Hells yeah, the jammer on track, the soul jammer on track for the Valley Cats. Of course, a power jam start. And straight away, this Vic Kings defense is giving Hells yeah plenty to think about. You've got 469 Exy in there. You've got Mayhem in there. You've got Dream Crusher in there, all wanting a piece of this. And they're giving Hells yeah plenty to think about. Meanwhile, getting on through and nicely so. Keiju picking up lead jammer for the Vic Kings. So good opportunity then for Vic Kings to try and get some points. The defense work here from Vic Kings on the back straight away. Very, very solid. Hells yeah, still trying to find a way through. And whilst all that was happening behind them, Keiju 4 points. Some skaters here taking a bit of a tumble. Unfortunately then for Keiju, it's a forearms call. So it is going to be a power jam now for the Valley Cats. Is Bussy the Vampire Slayer now the recognised jammer after a successful star pass from the Valley Cats? So pack now comes down into turn number 1. The pack advantage was momentarily had by the Valley Cats, but the Vic Kings getting one of their blockers back. So the 6 points in for VRDL KCR. The Vic Kings moves them along to 111. The Valley Cats not to be outdone, 4 points, moving them along to 107. And we have another team timeout. This time it is the Valley Cats with a team timeout. And for those that might be joining us for the first time watching roller derby, thinking what's going on with all these timeouts, each team has 3 team timeouts per half and 1 official review. If successful in their official review, they retain it. If unsuccessful, they lose it. Pretty simple. And so with that rolling whistle, we come to the end of the team timeout. So it is then number 1, 2 PMS, the sole jammer on the jammer start line for the Valley Cats. Both teams want to sit on the pivot line. The drawback's not going to happen. So that gives PMS a whole lot of territory in which to work in. But the Vic Kings defense, well, they're more than up for the challenge, but so too then is PMS gets on through lead jammer, the Valley Cats. So the Vic Kings now down the back straightaway. The defense trying to hold up PMS for as long as possible. Unfortunately for 182, that's Mayhem. A visit to the penalty box. So number 1, 2, Dream Crusher is now the recognised jammer for Vic Kings after a successful star pass. And straight away hits the pack nice and hard. 2-6-2-7, hells yeah, offering up the defence. Defence from both teams coming through turns 3 and 4. Well, not for the faint-hearted. If you don't like getting hit, there's some big hits happening out on track. PMS not too phased, getting on through. It's another 4 points for the Valley Cats. And with that, it's a lead change as well. So the Valley Cats right back in this. Not to be outdone, Dream Crusher also picking up 4 points on that previous pass. So very handy jam there for PMS and the Valley Cats. They now skip out to a smallish lead over, 7-point lead over the VRDL KCR Vic Kings, 122, playing 115. So 171 Rhea, the jammer then for the Vic Kings. So 467 it is at Grey's Anatomy. The jammer for the Valley Cats, unfortunately though for Grey's, picking up a cut track penalty. The lead jammer then goes the way of Rhea and the Vic Kings as the pack slowly comes through off of turn number 2. Rhea trying to find some space on the inside part, or the outside part rather, of turn 3. Successfully so, 4 points. The Vic Kings. Got a feeling this game is going to go right down to the wire. Pack now coming through to turn number 4. Nicely done by Rhea from the middle to the inside part of turn 4. It is 4 points. Unfortunately for 469, Exie trip to the penalty box. Bit of a stacks on of skaters on the main straightaway. Grey's Anatomy got released back out onto the track, but couldn't do much about the scoreline. 10 points then for VRDL KCR. The Vic Kings picked up by Rhea in that previous jam. And we've got yet another lead change. The Vic Kings on 125, the Valley Cats 122. And we've got 12 and a quarter minutes remaining in this one. 2-2, Screw Lucy, 7-0, Mighty Mouse. The two jammers out on track, trying to and successfully finding some space to the outside part of the main straightaway. It is Screw Lucy. And Screw Lucy and the Vic Kings lead jammer. Not to be outdone, Mighty Mouse also getting through the pack nice and quickly as well. But Screw Lucy is more than happy just to get some points and call it off before Mighty Mouse can do anything about adding to the Valley Cats total. So just the 2 points then for the Vic Kings. So 1-2 PMS, 171 Rhea, the two jammers on the jammer start line. And the drawback is on as both jammers sought to try and find some territory, but doing it well to the inside part of the main straightaway. Lead jammer going the way of Rhea. Again, not to be outdone, PMS also getting through the pack nice and quickly. As the pack now got some speed coming off the back straightaway, coming through turn number 4. And both these jammers are going to want to try and get through and get points as quick as possible. .171 Rhea at the back of the pack there for the Vic Kings at the front of the pack. PMS for the Valley Cats as the pack now coming through turn number 2. The recycle then on PMS back into turn number 1 by Dream Crusher. Sees an end to this one. And both jammers just picking up the 2 points. 3 points rather, correction. As we find ourselves under an official review. Alrighty, so we've got that one in a second. We've got 5 seconds as the jam timer has told us. And that whistle means let's go. So it is then 2-2 Screw Lucy jamming for the Vic Kings. 3-5 jamming for the Valley Cats is Paralyzer. So just the one blocker then for Screw Lucy to get through, and does so nicely down the back straight away. Lead jammer, the Vic Kings. As the pack now comes through into turn number 3, the Valley Cats defense, well, just momentarily holding up Screw Lucy. And Screw Lucy found a nice little gap to the inside or to the middle part of the track, gets on through, 4 more points. Paralyzer then for the Valley Cats, still with a little bit of work to do. Trying to find a way through this Vic Kings defense. Nicely done then by Mayhem. Screw Lucy going to the outside part of turn number 1. It is 4 more points for Screw Lucy. Paralyzer now being met solidly coming off of turn number 2 by the Vic Kings defense. As the pack now comes down into turn number 3. Unfortunately, and a couple of the Valley Cats blockers taking a trip to the penalty box. Screw Lucy, though, is just doing what has to be done to get as many points as possible. And a very handy 19-point jam there for Screw Lucy and the VRDL KCR Vic Kings. That's a mouthful. 149, that is. And the Valley Cats on 128 with their 3 points. So we have 171 Rhea jamming for the Vic Kings. Number 6 Bad Juju jamming for the Valley Cats. Trying to find a gap through to the middle part of turn 1 that worked that time for Rhea. Gets on through, lead jammer, Vic Kings. Bad Juju, not to be outdone, also gets through the pack as the pack now is coming off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Easy as you like then for Rhea on that previous pass. Nicely done then by 182 Mayhem, taking Bad Juju out to the outside part of turn 4. Bad Juju gets back on track, recycles nicely. Oh, bit of a stacks on of skaters on the main straightaway. And whilst skaters were taking a tumble, Bad Juju was picking up some points, but so we have another team timeout called in by the Valley Cats, probably just to reset a little. Valley Cats 132, VRDL Vic Kings on 156, I think it is, I can't quite see. So that previous official review was KCR were looking for the lack of a blocking out of bounds call. And unfortunately they lost that call because, well, there was a whole lot of things, a whole lot of technical terms that I don't want to bore everyone at home with. We're just going to take a little short break. We've got some music there to keep everyone entertained with. big shout out to the folks at home that are taking the live feed action. Day 1 of 2 days of roller derby here in Daylesford this weekend. Rounds 5 and 6 of the statewide stampede. So it's 1-2 PMS jamming for the Valley Cats up against 7-8 Keju jamming for the Vic Kings. And again, immediately the Vic Kings defence giving PMS plenty to think about. At the back of the pack, Keju trying to find a way through. The Valley Cats defence having none of it. Melonhead there, nicely done, taking Keju to the inside part of turn number 1, but PMS is your lead jammer. Nicely done on that previous pass by PMS to the outside of turn 2, 4 points. Oh, Dream Crusher had the celebratory skate on. So the hit from Dream Crusher recycled all the way back into turn number 2. Probably didn't have to go back quite that far, but anyway. So the pack now coming into slowly coming into turn number 3. So Dream Crusher then the jammer for the Vic Kings to sit a penalty. That's a power jam now for the Valley Cats. And this is exactly what the Valley Cats were looking for. An opportunity to get some points on a power jam scenario. And that's exactly what they've got. Just the one blocker then for PMS to get on through. Nicely done. 4 more points. This gap coming down slowly. So just the 8 points in it after a nice 16-point jam there for PMS. The Valley Cats on 148. VRDL, KCR, Vic Kings remain on 156. Two Screw Lucy. Oh, big hit there from Hells Yeah. Lead jammer is Screw Lucy. Hells Yeah, Screw Lucy. Both jammers have got the jets well and truly lit. Screw Lucy could see exactly what was going on and called it off before Hells Yeah could add to the tally. And we're under an official timeout. So I think that's the official review still. Just trying to sort through some things. A little bit of Black Betty playing in the background. Just a reminder, the next game up on track is a low contact scrim. So for those of us for those that are joining us for the first time today and might not know what is going to happen next, low contact scrim is basically for the skaters who are not quite ready to be bouting. So it's an opportunity for them to showcase their skills. So that whistle means we get this one underway. 2-2, Screw Lucy jamming for the Vic Kings. Number 6, Bad Juju, the jammer for the Valley Cats. So it's all about who can get through and get lead jammer. It is lead jammer the way of Screw Lucy and the Vic Kings. As the pack now enters into turn number 3. So trying to get on through. So 4 points apiece then for both those jammers. 152 Valley Cats, VRDL, KCR 160. So just a reminder, we do have a cake stall here today, proudly brought to us by the good people at Ballarat Roller Derby League. This weekend's round is a shared hosting round. Today is being hosted by Ballarat Roller Derby League. Tomorrow it's Westside Roller Derby League hosting. So we get this one underway. 1-2 PMS jamming for the Valley Cats. Number 7, 8 Keiju jamming for the Vic Kings. PMS just trying to find a way to the inside part of the main straightaway. Not working at this particular point in time. Keiju then with the recycle almost back into turn number 4 as the pack splits now coming into turn number 1. The Vic Kings defence giving PMS plenty to think about as the pack almost comes to a grinding halt in right smack bang in the middle of turns 1 and 2. Keiju at the back of all that, trying to negotiate a pathway through. And there is a pathway through to the outside part. Keiju, lead jammer, Vic Kings. Beautifully done. Unfortunately for PMS, with a little bit of work to do coming down the back shot. Oh, that was a big hit. That looked like Dream Crusher there on PMS. As the pack now comes into turn number 3, Keiju then being met solidly by the Valley Cats defence. PMS gets on through. Unfortunately for Keiju, it's a cut track. So for the Vic Kings, it's all about trying to hold up PMS for as long as possible. The recycle nicely done then from number 1 and 2. That's Dream Crusher there for the Vic Kings. So just the 1 point there for the Vic Kings. 4 points there for the Valley Cats. They're on 155. VRDL Vic Kings on 161. We're going to see another official review by the looks of it. So that rolling whistle means the timeout is all done and dusted. And we have a very, very unique situation. Just a 6 points in it. And it's going to be a power jam start for Hells Yeah and the Valley Cats. So Hells Yeah will be trying to get through the pack as quick as possible and pick up lead jammer. And it's all happening down on turn number 2. Skaters falling here, there, and Hells Yeah runs into a teammate. Dreamcrusher trying to offer up some defense. The Vic Kings all trying to offer up defense. Hells Yeah gets on through. It is 4 points, 159 playing 161. And it is going to be a power jam for the Valley Cats. Not what KCR, VRDL, Vic Kings were looking for. And this one's going to be stolen right at the death, getting on through 4 points. So the pack then coming through turn number 2. The Vic Kings defense looked to start off with Hells Yeah, but Hells Yeah has seen enough and calls it off. And from the jaws of defeat, the Valley Cats take the win by the slender of margins, just a bit more than that, 10 points. So a nice 11-point jam there for Hells Yeah and the Valley Cats. And they have literally taken candy from the baby's mouth, so to speak. So we've got an unofficial final score with the referees just having a bit of a chat. Both teams have split into their respective huddles and they're having a bit of a chat as well. So we just want to make sure that everything is as it should be. I's dotted, T crossed, all that sort of thing. So just waiting for the official rolling whistle that will bring this one to an end. You can see over the far side of the track, Franken Herder, the head ref, intensive clear unit as well there. Just having a bit of staff, just making sure that everything is as it should be. And then we go, we have the rolling whistle, which brings this one officially to an end. The Valley Cats, 166. RDL KCR, the Vic Kings 161. What an absolute ripping game of roller derby that was. We invite all the fans to come on down trackside. We'll be out shortly. What a fantastic game of roller derby that was. And congratulations to the Valley Cats. The skaters, you have just been watching the Valley Cats, number 1, 2 PMS, number 2 Dakota Blocker, 2627 Hells Yeah, 333 Chucky, 35 Paralyzer, 37 Penalty Box, number 39 Warwick Snapper, 467 Grey's Anatomy, 51 Melonhead, 52 number 6 Bad Juju, number 666 The Beast, number 70 Mighty Mouse, number 9 Bricks. That's the Valley Cats as they make their way around now. And on the VRDL KCR Vic Kings side of things, we have number 1-2 Dream Crusher, number 171 Rhea, 182 Mayhem, number 22 Screw Lucy, number 24 Spin and Tonic, 273 May Fane, number 3 Malicious Jane, 469 Exy, 495 L, and number 78 Kaiju. That's the VRDL KCR Vic Kings. As both teams now have done their little victory lap